I am 30 years old and I still live with my parents. Aside from a couple months my freshman year of college, I've never not lived with my parents. I cannot tell you how many questions I get about, why I still live with my parents, why I've never moved out, do I have plans to move out, like wanting to know more about that. So let's talk about it. So just to preface this in case you didn't know, I've lived in Georgia pretty much all my life, but I'm not from here. I moved here when I was 5 from South Africa with my family. And my mom, my dad, and my sister and I are a very close-knit family because we're the only family we have in this country. So I think that is a big part of the reason why I do still live at home. When I was in college, it definitely was more of like a financial reason. I couldn't afford to live on my own. Now at 30, it's not really a financial reason. Another factor I think as to why I still live at home is because, one, I get kind of scared being home alone. Like, I just get really scared on my own. And I kind of thought that, I'm saving myself for marriage. I'm a Christian, and I thought maybe the first time I moved out would be with my husband. But I'm single, so obviously that's not going to happen right now. I know it's not something super common, so I do like to talk about it on here just to make people feel better about their own situations, because you really never know people's rationale for, their living situation or like what they choose to do with their life. So I think it's just important to see different perspectives. That being said, lately I have been thinking that I think it's time for a change. So I've decided that I do want to think about moving out sometime in the next 6 to 8 months. I have loved building this community and sharing my life with you guys on social media, but I'm realizing there's only so much I can share, like from my makeup vanity in my room. I'll never stop making these kind of videos because this is what I love. I love makeup, but I do really want to expand into doing like lifestyle vlogs, like home decor stuff, maybe even cooking as I start to live on my own. I just want to get more into that, and I just need more space, like my own space for that. I've also been realizing this year that there's a lot of things in my life that I've been kind of putting on pause in hopes that, I'll find a husband or find a friend group. But really, I just need to do the things that I want to do, whether or not I have somebody to do them with. And moving out and decorating a cute apartment is something I really am excited to do. And I'm excited to take you guys along on the journey and have something different to kind of talk to you guys about. You guys ask me all the time for day in my life vlogs or like even just our YouTube channel. And I feel like that's more of a possibility if I have my own space. This has kind of been on my mind, like on and off, but I don't know, something about yesterday, I just like had this realization, like it's time. But this also means that I really need to get my shopping addiction under control if I'm going to be living on my own. Because right now, I don't really have that many bills. Like I have my car payment, but like I live at home, so I don't really pay for a lot. And it gives me this like false sense of security that I can just spend all the money that comes in. I am all for like treating yourself while you're still young and don't have children or not attached. But I take treating myself to a whole nother level, like every weekend. That being said, I am going to be posting a haul this weekend. For some fall things that I bought. But I bought those things before I had this realization, okay? By the way, my makeup went on so smoothly today, and I tried out this Rhode Peptide Glazing Fluid first. I use it as kind of like my skin prep primer before I do makeup, and it definitely made a difference. I really like that. You guys know that I'm a big fan of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Dewdrops to use as a primer before my makeup, and if you like that, you'll like that Rhode product because it's a very similar consistency. I've been using the colors from this Pumpkin Spice palette from Too Faced this week. Really good fall palette, beautiful colors. I got this, I think last year or the year before. Really solid fall palette. I've been really pleased with the way my makeup has been looking lately, actually. It's been holding up really well throughout the day. So I might film a video kind of doing my like go-to fall makeup. You guys often ask me if I list out the products that I use anywhere. And I often don't because I use different products in every video. But if I do a video specifically about my one fall routine, I'll definitely make a post about that. I am just so... Ow. Ooh, that hurt my eyeball. Okay, anyways, moving on. I'm so inspired with fall fashion right now. I'm definitely the kind of person that, I follow trends, but I don't necessarily like stick to all of them. But this is one of the first years I feel like where I'm really on board with all of the trends. I'm a chronic overdresser though, because I live in the suburbs and I don't go anywhere that you really need to dress up for. So I'm always the most overdressed person in the room. You guys often ask me what this little powder is that I use to dust off my baking powder, and it's the Charlotte Tilbury, the Flawless Setting Powder, the shade Fair. I actually went to go buy a full size. It's just the travel size. I went to buy a full size yesterday, but they were out of every shade at Sephora. It's just such a good basic powder that I always come back to. I also went to the mall yesterday because I wanted to try out the new MAC foundation. I've heard a lot of people talking about it. But I totally just forgot to go to the MAC counter. It's just one of those places I always think I want to go there, but I just forget to stop. If you guys didn't know, I actually used to be pretty blonde, like I had a balayage, and I will be honest, one of the reasons I went back to brunette hair was because I wanted to start wearing mustard and chartreuse colors again, like this color. It's my favorite color in the fall time, and it looks terrible with blonde hair. For my blush today, I think I'm going to do this Patrick Ta duo, and I think she's blushing. I like the tone of this color specifically because in the fall time, you can kind of get away with bringing it up to your temples as a bronzer because it is so neutral. Let's take some of the cream now. I always cringe at this part until I see the results and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks great. I'm actually getting ready to go to church right now, another new church. I still just don't feel like I found the right church for me. I visited a couple. I just really want to make sure I'm in the right place for me and that I agree with everything that, they're preaching there. And just in the place where I can, meet people that are like-minded and grow my relationship with God. My cheeks are looking pretty glowy already, but I'm just going to add a little bit more of the Rare Beauty highlight onto the cheekbones. For my lips, I'm going to line with Huda Beauty in the shade Terracotta. And for lip color, I'm going to do this Milani one in the shade Bahama Beige. This is one of my most worn lipstick, I feel like, of all time. Like, I've discovered this maybe, 6 years ago, and I've bought multiple of these. I don't know what it is about it. It's just really creamy, and the color I just feel like is very nice for the fall. And for some gloss, I'm going to top it with my Merit lip oil in the shade Jetty. These are great lip oils. I feel like I don't hear a lot of people talking about them, but they are beautiful and they give you a nice shine. Going to finish off with my Morphe setting spray as usual. And that is the final makeup for today. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. Bye!